If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Your support helps us share more powerful stories. If you're watching this right now, pause for just a second. Before the story pulls you in, before this moment changes shape, I need you to do something simple but important. Tap the like button. Subscribe. Not because it's something YouTubers say out of habit, but because stories like this don't survive unless people choose to stay. And this one only works if you stay until the very end. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't loud. It doesn't rush. And it doesn't explain itself right away. It waits. So stay with me. I didn't freeze because I was afraid. That's the part people always get wrong. I froze because his breath was already there. Warm. Close. Unmistakably real. Before my thoughts had time to become resistance or agreement. It wasn't sudden. It wasn't aggressive. It was precise. One hand rested on my shoulder. Not gripping, not pulling, just steady. The kind of pressure that keeps someone from stepping away, without making them feel trapped. The other guided me back half a step. Slow. Familiar. Unrushed. As if this movement had been practiced, not rehearsed but understood. As if hesitation itself had a shape, and he recognized it better than I did. I bit down on my lip. I didn't nod. I didn't step back. I didn't say yes. But I didn't say no either. And in moments like that, silence stops being empty. It becomes an answer. Behind me, the door creaked open just a fraction. I didn't turn. Didn't speak. Didn't even change my breathing. My heart pounded so loudly it felt like it might betray me. The air grew heavier, thicker. As if the room itself understood that something had crossed a point where returning to before was no longer possible. Then a voice leaned close to my ear, low and gentle. Happy birthday. It wasn't his voice. And that was when my chest tightened, not with fear but with awareness. Something had been set in motion long before I ever arrived here. The blindfold came next. Soft fabric. Cool against my skin. Pulled snug. Not tight enough to hurt, just enough to erase the light. The world narrowed into sound, breath, and presence. I didn't resist. Not because I was told to, but because curiosity, when wrapped in calm, can speak louder than fear ever does. I was guided to the couch and sat down slowly, right on the edge, hands folded in my lap, back straight. Every movement felt deliberate, as if one careless shift could shatter whatever fragile balance had settled over the room. The silence wasn't empty. It felt watched. I didn't ask who was there. Didn't ask what time it was. Didn't ask what was going to happen next. Instead, I focused on my breathing. Slow. Even. Real. Then came the smallest sounds. Fabric brushing against skin. A faint clink, glass meeting wood. The whisper of movement. Then stillness again. I knew he hadn't left. Not because I heard him, but because the room felt like it was holding its breath. A floorboard creaked near the doorway. Careful. Measured. That wasn't him. Someone else was here now. I stayed completely still. Behind me, his voice came again. Calm. Controlled. He's here. That's all. No one move. The floor creaked again. Closer. Right behind me. My pulse thudded harder. Don't take off the blindfold, he said quietly. Then he stepped aside. I didn't need to see it to know the space had changed. The air felt charged, like something had entered that could not be undone. There was someone else now. I couldn't see him, but I knew instantly. He wasn't my partner. He didn't speak at first. He just stood close enough that silence gained weight. When he finally did, his voice was steady. Happy birthday. It wasn't the words. It was the feeling that this moment had been imagined long before it arrived. I straightened slightly, unsure where to place my hands. I kept them folded. Still contained. The blindfold stayed in place. I sensed movement, not touch, just presence. A breath that wasn't mine. My partner remained silent. Watching. Allowing. I didn't move. Not because I was afraid, but because something inside me understood that stillness mattered. That this moment wasn't demanding anything from me. It was offering. You look peaceful like this, the man said softly. Not rushed. Not uncertain. Just observant. Footsteps moved around me, not toward me but around me. Circling. Respectful. A quiet breath near my right side. Still no contact. I want you to lean back, he said. Then after a pause, but only if you choose to. My breath deepened. Not fast. Not shaky. Full. I leaned back slowly, hands pressing into the cushions beneath me. No one guided me. No one touched me. I followed something internal, something I didn't yet have language for. When I stopped moving, his voice came closer. You don't have to remove the blindfold, he whispered. Not yet. I nodded once. Time seemed to shift. No one moved, and yet I knew exactly how close he was. Not by touch, but by presence. The kind that rearranges something deep inside you, without ever laying a finger on your skin. My hand stayed open now, no longer clenched. I heard him breathe slow, calm. You don't need to see yet, he murmured. But I want you to know you're not alone. Something inside me turned. I let myself sink back fully. This wasn't performance. This wasn't habit. It was choice. The silence stretched. Then he spoke again. I was told you're strongest in stillness. That when you stop trying, everything begins. I exhaled, not from nerves but from recognition. I hadn't realized how long I'd been bracing for impact, until my body understood it wasn't being chased. His presence settled beside me, like warmth after a long unforgiving season. Not overwhelming, not demanding, just there. You don't need to rush, he said. No one is asking you to become anything tonight. And that was when something finally gave way. Not tears. Not collapse. Release. My shoulders dropped. My jaw softened. My breath found its natural rhythm again. From behind us, my partner spoke quietly. She never lets herself rest like this. There was no accusation in his voice. Only truth. The man beside me glanced at him, then back to me. You're safe, he said. All of you. The room felt both smaller and larger at once. Because in that moment I understood something simple and terrifying. Intimacy isn't about closeness. It's about permission. And for the first time in a very long time, I had finally given it to myself. If this story touched something inside you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Some stories don't end when the video does. They stay with you.